This is nice, Vic.
It's called me Jaxie by the heifer. She is regarded as Yorkshire's answer to Donna Summer, whose Love to Love You Baby popularised the female orgasm as a vocal style. Summer's Moanfest sold 1 million copies, prompting a slew of female singers to arm themselves with a stiff microphone and hop aboard the faked gasm wagon to mediocrity. Good morning, Bart. Oh, what's this? Sexy music. It reminds me of last night.
Mrs. Faruqi on the mend then, is she?
How dare you insult my princess like that? How dare you? You know she's not well. Yes, and we all know why.
Look, Mr. Faruqi, what do you want? If it's about the back rent, I'm working on it.
Well, work harder, Bart. Work harder. I'm not a bloody charity, you know. When I came to England, I had nothing. Nothing! Oh no, here we go again. I'm afraid, Bart, you don't know what it's like to struggle for everything you have. You've had all the privileges of growing up in one of the world's most advanced economies. Social security, a world-class education, free healthcare, every opportunity the modern world has to offer, including a Big Mac and fries for $1.99, and you still can't pay the bloody rent. I'm sorry, Mr. Bart, but I want my money by the end of the week, or it's good night, Mr. Bart, and hello, Mr. White-bearded hipster with plans to kickstart the Green New Deal by offering the people of Catford the avocados, sourdough bread and fair trade coffee they so desperately crave. I'll be back on Friday, and please do not waste my time.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Faruqi.
Huh. Speaking of a waste of time, good morning, Tommy.
Tommy, you're late. Lock the door, will you? We need to talk about last night. There are serious financial matters for us to discuss. Chief among them, what on earth happened to your Marvin Gaye copycat? He just disappeared. I told you last night, Bart. He's gone. Yes, but gone where? When will he be back? And how can we contact him? His contract's waiting. Faruqi's circling and we need to cash in now. When I say gone, Bart, I mean gone back to 1984. And come to think of it, gone for good. Marvin Gaye's been dead for decades.
Oh, Tommy, are you really still persisting with this time travel nonsense?
Look, I know it sounds a bit far-fetched.
Far-fetched? I'd sooner believe that Keith Richards snorted his father's ashes.
Tell you what, don't take my word for it. Let's all go down to the basement and you can see for yourselves. I've a feeling I'll regret this, but desperate times for dreams into action calls for desperate measures. So lead on. I can't remember the last time I was down here. What's that awful smell, Tommy? What smell? I don't smell nothing. Tommy, why on earth is there a portaloo in my basement? You know those things aren't connected to the sewer system. They're not like regular toilets, you know. They have to be emptied on a regular basis. Perhaps you've grown accustomed to it, but there's definitely a bit of a whiff down here. That ain't a toilet, Bart. That's the time machine.
Well, all I can say is thank God H.G. Wells' time machine didn't double as a public convenience, because the course of science fiction literature may have taken a much less hygienic turn. In fact, come to think of it, Star Trek's Captain Kirk's most famous quote, "To boldly go where no man has gone before," may have been open to a very different interpretation.
Have you quite finished with the verbal effluence, Vic? Now, Tommy, just a few questions, if I may. Firstly, how on earth could someone like you even begin to single-handedly invent and build a functioning time machine? Do you have any idea of the level of knowledge of space-time theory, the collective scientific endeavour required to develop such a device, not to mention the sheer number of man-hours and expense that would go into achieving such a quantum leap in human accomplishment? NASA spent billions and only got to the moon. The Chinese built a cheap NASA knockoff and got no further than the dark side of the moon. Just having this thing down here probably violates enough health and safety regulations to get my shop closed down. What were you thinking? I didn't say I built it though, did I? But I did discover it. Look, it'll be easier to demonstrate than explain. In you go, Vic.
Oh, I really don't think so, Tommy.
Don't be scared, Vic. Come on.
Tommy, I see pictures of naked women pasted to the interior walls. I'm no germaphobe, but I am concerned about the origin of the paste, and I'm not overly keen in brushing up against your residual bodily discharges. Look, this is all a bit Silence of the Lambs, and it's creeping me out.
Relax, Vic. It's perfectly natural for two men to enjoy an intimate moment in the privacy of their own basement portaloo. You're in familiar company. And in safe hands. Don't be so neurotic, Vic, and take a seat inside. The TARDIS is perfectly clean. The TARDIS, Tommy? I think you've been watching too many episodes of Doctor Who, but I'm sorry to note that this contraption is no bigger inside than out. Okay, phase 1. The crew is successfully seated. Check. Phase 2. Engage vagina plaster cast. Check.
What the fuck is that? What are you doing, man?
I'm licking this plaster cast minge. It generates the energy required to open a portal to another dimension through time and space in
the wank chariot?
That's disgusting, Tommy. Guys, the portal is a time machine and the plaster cast is the control. Tommy, I think you may just have lost control. Nothing about this situation suggests any modicum of control is being exercised. It's working! Quickly! This is the way! Step inside!
Tommy, what on earth is happening here? Ah!
We're travelling the spaceways. Everything's okay. Don't worry. Oh, what? I think we've arrived. Where? I don't know. Let's open the door and see. Tommy, we appear to be in a cold, rainy, cobbled alleyway. It's grim out there. Where is the shop? And where are we? I believe we're somewhere in the 1980s. Is that as precise as you can be?
Somewhere in the 1980s? That sounds like the name of a compilation album from the bargain bin in our shop.
The TARDIS only seems to travel back to the 1980s. I can't control where, when, or for how long. It seems to be totally random.
So this contraption, Tommy, is more of a re-TARDIS. And look at who we have as the Doctor. You know what, Tommy? If you were Tom Baker, I'd strangle you to death with your own oversized striped scarf right now. Right, that's it. I've had enough of this. I'm going back upstairs. Some of us have work to do. Those punk 7-inch singles won't sort themselves into post-punk and new wave categories, you know. Excuse me. What's going on here? Where's the basement? This doesn't even look like Catford. What's with all the vintage cars? Are we on some kind of film set, Tommy?
Excuse me, madam. Could you tell us where we are? We'd quite like to get back to our shop on Catford High Street, but we appear to be lost. Well, I've lived in Macclesfield all my life, dear, and I've never heard of a Catford High Street. Macclesfield? You don't mean Macclesfield up north? I mean Macclesfield right here, pet. This may sound like a strange question. But what year is it? It's not as strange as your accent, dear. You talk posh for a black lad, if you don't mind me saying so. Well, actually, I rather do. It's 1980, son. 17th of May, 1980. I know that because it's my husband's birthday tomorrow, so I'll be letting him have a bit of anal as a birthday treat. He loves anal every once in a while, him indoors. And between you and me, it's a bit of a treat for me too.
Jesus, you can sure pick 'em, Bart.
I was right, though. 1980. Thanks, old lady. And by the way, enjoy the anal. Oh, I'm not that old.
Tommy, I certainly don't believe what I'm seeing. Yet, I know from experience that such a grand and elaborate deception is surely beyond your extremely limited wit.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Jesus, it's freezing and we'd better get out of this awful northern rain. Let's duck into that charity shop over there for shelter while we assess this rather unusual situation. Morning, lads. Lovely day out there, isn't it? It's raining. Yeah, I know, but it's not that heavy. What can I do for you? Oh, we're just browsing, thank you.
Look, guys, this place is full of vintage clothing. Look at these jackets and these suits. Fabulous Fair Isle vest and vintage knits. And look here, a mint copy of Bowie's Low album with a sticker on the front and back. That's worth at least 50 quid in our time. This place is a veritable treasure trove.
I suggest we change out of this wet stuff before we catch our deaths and get ourselves kitted out in some of these vintage gems.
Nice flares, Bart. Or should I say, Superfly.
Nice paisley shirt, Vic. It's very colourful. Man, don't we look smart? You taking it all? Why don't we call it £7.50 for the lot? Bargain. Here's a tenner. Keep the change. Hold on. What's this? This isn't a £10 note. It's made of plastic.
That's a Scottish £10 note, mate. It's legal tender.
But it says Bank of England. Sir, have you heard of the British Secret Service? You mean like that 007 bloke from down south? Roger Moore. Shags all the crumpet and shoots all the villains. But seriously, sir, my 2 associates and I are actually agents of Her Majesty's Secret Service, and we're here today in Macclesfield to thwart a dastardly plan by the Russians, hence the need for a sudden change of clothes. The money I have given you is special secret agent money. It can be redeemed for 10 times its face value at the Ministry of Defence in London. Just go to reception on Whitehall and ask for room 69. 10 times? You mean I hand over this £10 note and they'll give me 100 in return? Take it from me, sir. It shouldn't be about the money. Serving Queen and country is its own reward. Godspeed.
God, I'm gasping after all that shopping. Let's grab a pint.
But we don't have any money. I'm not going through all that 007 nonsense again, especially in a crowded northern pub. Oh, but we do. I swiped this collection tin from the charity shop. You steal money raised to help the Northern Spastic Society? That's not very public-spirited of you, Tommy, but I have to begrudgingly admire the initiative and private endeavour you've shown.
What's to appreciate? He stole from the needy. And for what? A few lousy drinks? Gimme that. Oh, it feels almost full, though.
Let's empty it into our pockets outside. Might arouse some disapproval if we crack open a charity box at the bar, even if we are up north, where, I understand, casual theft is a way of life. Guys! We should stop using the word spastic, though. It's disabled or physically challenged.
Shut up and get inside, Tommy, before I fucking physically challenge you.
Wow, this place is pretty happening for a Saturday afternoon. And listen, they're playing the heifer in here too.
Oh yeah?
I'll get the drinks in. What are you having?
Just get me a pint of something, Bart. But order some food too, will ya? Because I'm absolutely ravenous. This time-travelling caper certainly increases the appetite. It's strange, though, how you never see the new lady Doctor Who grabbing a bite to eat before going into battle with the Daleks. She's welcome to lunch on me anytime, if you know what I mean.
Well, she'll be wanting something more substantial than your soft, pasty little hors d'oeuvre. Tommy, I have an important task for you. Bring the beverages to the table, will you? I'm still not sure I buy this whole 1980 thing, but wherever we are, I think we may just be in heaven. It just cost us £1.20 for 3 pints of beer and a packet of crisps each. And look at the beer, Double Diamond. And look, Salt and Shake crisps. And people are smoking in the pub. I half expect a young Nigel Farage to suddenly appear. That calls for a celebration. Bottoms up.
Steady on, son. It'll go straight to your head. There's hardly anything there to start with anyway. And when I said I was starving, Bart, why did you think a bag of Salt and Shake crisps would be satisfactory? And why did you buy cigarettes? You don't even smoke.
Well, I do today, Vic. Go on. It's 1980 after all. Now, Tommy, on a serious note, how much time have we got here in grim, rainy Macclesfield? I can't control what happens. The time, place and duration are totally random. The machine only goes back to the 80s, and we return when we return. It's funny that, ain't it? You mean we might be trapped forever in the year 1980, forced to eat Arctic Road to the sounds of Super Trooper by ABBA and Xanadu by Olivia Newton-John, and killing ourselves on irresistibly cheap fags and booze? Jesus Christ. But how do we get back to the shop? Look, as long as we're within range of the plaster cast force field, we'll all return to the basement together. So just stay close, and all will be well.
Excuse me, mate. You got a light? Thanks, mate. Oh, I see you got a copy of Bowie's Low album there. That's a great record. I love the instrumentals on side 2. Hey, I've never seen you guys here before. I guess you wonder why I'm sitting here on me own like cheese at 4p. Sorry, mate, not really. But do I know you? You look very familiar. You're not from London, are you? No, lad. But I spent a little bit of time down there for work. But I can tell from the accents that you're all clearly from London. We run a record shop and we're here on business. Buying up records. Oh, are you a big Bowie fan then? I bet your mate here is into a bit of reggae like.
Oh, that old chestnut. Actually, I prefer new wave synth pop.
Or you mean like the gay disco those puffs are dancing to over there? Christ, this really is 1980, isn't it? I know me music, me. What's new wave synth pop then?
Well, artists like Howard Jones, Nick Kershaw, Paul Young. You might say it's the future of pop music.
Sorry, mate, never heard of them. Anyway, who's your little mate? How you doing, little fella? Are these guys taking good care of you? You know, I really admire what you guys are doing. I used to work for the civil service as an assistant disablement resettlement officer at the Employment Exchange. It's a shame that more employees won't take on young spastics.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, I love this song. Hey, you guys fancy a dance? I think we're good, thanks. Come on, you bastards. Get up on that fucking dance floor and let's have a good time. You southern shites need to loosen up a bit. Come on.
1, 2, 3. 4 funky Styrofoam. Mein funky Styrofoam.
Don't look at him, you bastard. You're dancing with me. He threw his Bloody Mary all over me.
Hey, get a grip, man. That's not on you now. Why are you ruining the atmosphere, dude?
Oh, look, lads, I'm really sorry. I lost my temper. Look, if you must know, I've been under a lot of pressure at work. I just haven't been myself lately. Look, I tell you what, why don't you all come back to my place for a couple of cans? I only live round the corner, and the lad here can clean himself up. We can listen to The Idiot by Iggy Pop, that Bowie produced, actually, and we can watch a really great Werner Herzog film on TV called Strosiak. Look, I promise there'll be no more dancing. You can even have a look at my record collection as well if you like. In fact, you can have it. You can have my record collection. I won't need it where I'm going. There's some great punk stuff in there by bands like Pistols, Clash, Ramones, Television, Slaughter and the Dogs, Wire. Come on, lads, come back to my place. What do you say?
How could we possibly say no? Sure, why not? We could manage a couple of cans, to be honest.
Hey, Bart, come here. I reckon those records he mentioned might be worth a bit of money. Plus, we're going to need somewhere to crash tonight.
It would be our pleasure, sir. Let's drink up and go.
Here, you lads fancy a brew? Here, Vic, I'll get you a clean shirt from upstairs and some slacks so you can change out of those Bloody Mary-infused clothes.
Oh, cheers, that would be really nice.
Here. Oh, by the way, lads, my missus is at work. Look, I'm keen to surprise her when she gets home. Help me move this table to the middle of the room so I can fix this washing pulley overhead.
It looks fine from here. You must be planning a big laundry day, eh?
So, what kind of records are you looking to get hold of?
Well, anything that's collectible and that we can make money out of selling.
Oh, so it's a real labour of love, like. Here, get some of this coffee down you.
Bart, come here. I just realised who this is. I thought I recognised him earlier on, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. But now I realise who it is. It's Ian fucking Curtis. Look on the wall. It's the cover art for Unknown Pleasures. It all stacks up.
Who? Unknown what?
Jesus, Bart. Sometimes your ignorance of music is astounding. He's the lead singer of Joy Division. You must have heard Love will tear you apart again.
Hey, how'd you know that song? It's not even out yet. Who are you people?
I'm sorry, I think we owe you an explanation. I just realised who you are. I thought you looked familiar back at the pub, but it didn't click until I saw the Unknown Pleasures print on the wall there. You're Ian Curtis, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're not friends of Martin Annett, are you? He's always off his tits, and that ponce of a label boss, Tony Wilton's mouth's as slack as a fucking tripe's arsehole.
Love will tear us apart? Oh, I know that song. That's the one about the wife being upset because the bedroom's so cold. Why is the bedroom so cold? Because I ain't got no central heating. And love will tear us apart again.
Shut the fuck up, Tommy. Look, Ian, we might as well be honest with you. This may sound ridiculous, but we've time travelled back from the year 2020 and somehow ended up in Macclesfield in 1980.
That's fucking hysterical, lad. You guys are fucking nuts. And I thought I had problems with my bizarre love triangle and the pressure of fronting a band.
Seriously, Ian, let me prove it to you. Fact 1, we know a song of yours that is yet to be released. And fact 2, and this is the clincher, I know you're planning on committing suicide tonight, aren't you? By hanging yourself from that clothes pulley.
What makes you think that?
Look, Ian, we're from the future. I've seen the film, watched the documentaries, read countless newspaper and magazine articles about your death, and I've read the books, including the one written by your wife. Whenever you might be trying to escape now, you'll become a cult hero. Spotty teenage boys will form bands in your memory and rehearse ye's lost control in garages all over the world. You'll be bigger than Iggy Pop.
Bigger than Iggy? I suppose he dies young as well.
Actually, Actually, Iggy Pop is still going strong. Mind you, he's been singing the same Stooges songs for the last 40 years and bears an uncanny resemblance to Jennifer Aniston when she wakes up in the morning. Yeah. Shut up, lads. Let me get this straight. My wife writes a book. Oh, Christ. I need a ciggy. Let's assume you're right. Tell me this. What happens to the band? Do they hate me for ruining everything? Ian, I hate to be the time traveller from the future to break this to you, but you do know the band goes on without you. That's okay, that's good. I mean, I'd want them to be happy. I imagine they'll soldier on for a month or so before they realise that without me, there's no point. No point in going on, really. Ian, when I say the band go on without you, I mean they go on to bigger things without you. They change their name to New Order. They don't sing any Joy Division songs, and Bernard Sumner takes over as lead singer. They even recruit Steve's girlfriend, Gillian, to play a bit of keyboards. What do you mean Barney becomes a singer? Come on, lad. He can't sing. Jesus Christ, he can hardly play fucking guitar. He certainly couldn't manage both at the same time. Barney might sing like a fey fart, but New Order go electronic, where vocals don't mean that much. And it certainly doesn't stop them becoming arguably the biggest band of the 1980s. They spunk out a massive worldwide hit called Blue Monday. They get so big, they even achieved the impossible, writing a decent World Cup anthem for the English football team called World in Motion.
You gotta give an old, but do it at the right time.
Shut the fuck up, Tommy. Electronic music? I wanted to take the band in a new electronic direction. I wanted to pioneer a new disco sound for the 80s. But the lads weren't so keen. I wanted to change our name to Joy Disco. I had the idea for a song called Blue Monday. I've even started writing the lyrics. How does it feel when you treat me like you do? This is a great guitar, Ian. I've always wanted one of these. Yeah, it's a Vox Phantom Special 6. I tell you what, you're welcome to it, lad. It's yours. There's no need for it where I'm going. Oh, come on, Ian. You can't do this. You know they plan to turn this house into a museum. Do you want your home and your memory to be commodified as some ghoulish attraction for hordes of tourists to pay a tenner to stand right here in your kitchen, imagining your lifeless corpse hanging from a clothes pulley? Even this guitar is put on display. Is that what you really want, Ian? You know what I really want, lad? I think I do, Ian. And it'll be okay. Trust me. You just need to accept yourself. Accept yourself? What's that sound?
I don't know. I know what that is. I think it's time, guys.
Oh, wow. We're back in the basement. Look at this. I'm wearing Curtis's clothes and his Vox guitar is in my hand. And those record boxes I was sitting on, they've come with us as well.
What's in the boxes, though?
Might be Ian's big pile of laundry for all I know. Let's have a look. Christ! There must be 20 copies of Joy Division's Ideal for Living EP in here, all in absolutely mint condition. This was their first recording, and they're worth about $2,000 a pop.
Excellent. What's in the other boxes?
Let me have a look. Oh my god, first pressings of Unknown Pleasures, probably worth a couple £100 each. Fuck me, there's even test pressings of Unknown Pleasures here. We've hit the gold mine.
Jesus, that's 40 grand for Ideal for Living and 4 grand for Unknown Pleasures. That's a total of 44 grand's worth of rare vinyl. Rent problem solved. Right, Vic?
Yeah, and I don't know much about guitars, but this Vox is rare. It must be worth about 10 grand too, I reckon.
We're all right. We're all right. Tommy, get this stuff upstairs and priced up. While you're at it, fire up the espresso machine and prepare for eBay and Discogs madness.
Hang on, this can't be right. £40 for the Ideal for Living EP? Let me try again. Unknown Pleasures. Fuck me, £20. Wait a minute, why are these worth so little? Let me have a... Oh no. No! Oh, what have we done?
What is it, Vic? Have you miscalculated?
Oh, you could say that, Tommy. I should have kept my fucking mouth shut.
What's going on, Vic? We do stand to make a killing here, don't we?
That's the problem, Bart. I think I may have talked Curtis out of killing himself. According to this extract from his 2010 autobiography, Pleasures Known, Curtis didn't commit suicide after all. Instead, he sacked Bernard Sumner in May 1980 on the eve of their maiden American tour. Oh, Oh, this gets worse. They replaced him with a young 16-year-old Mancunian guitar prodigy called, oh Jesus, Johnny Marr. That's Johnny Marr from the Smiths. Oh no. It looks like the Smiths never happened.
Some might say that's a good thing.
Yeah, fucking idiots like you.
Oh, I'm the idiot, am I? Who was the idiot who turned a collection of mint-condition vinyl worth an absolute fortune into nothing within the blink of an eye? It wasn't me. It wasn't even Tommy, for once. If you hadn't talked a morose frontman out of committing suicide, we'd be quids in right now. Quids in! Not to mention, Vic, you do realise the damage we'd do to musical history by travelling back and forth through time and fucking with the past, don't ya? We have to be much more careful about our interactions in the future, or the past actually, if we're to do this again. Who knows what the implications will be? We don't even fully realise what we've done yet. Things couldn't get any worse right now, could they?
Alright lads, remember me? I finally tracked you down. You lot buggered off with all my stuff back in 1980 without so much as a ta-ra. I've been waiting 40 years to get it all back, and here I am today.
You mean these boxes of worthless records? I'll tell you something for nothing. They'd be worth a hell of a lot more than they are now if you just, well, you know. Yeah, what's up with that, Ian? We thought you was going to top yourself.
Top myself? Where'd you get that idea, little fella? Why the fuck would the lead singer in the UK's most critically acclaimed band on the eve of an American tour want to commit suicide, eh? I had everything to live for. I had me family, a bit on the side, me band, and thousands of adoring fans, all depending on me. I couldn't look them in the eye and hang myself in good conscience. No way.
But who said anything about hanging? You did say you wouldn't need your record collection where you were going, did you not?
That's right, mate. I couldn't take my record collection on tour to America, could I?
But you said you wouldn't need your guitar where you were going either. Surely on tour is exactly where you'd be taking it. Instead, you gave it to Vic.
Yeah, and that's precisely why I'm here, lad. You think I'd give away a Vox Phantom Special 6 to some pasty-faced stranger I met in a pub for nout? No way! It's a great sentimental value, that guitar. About 10 grand's worth these days, to be precise. Listen, Ian, I'm glad you decided not to go through with it. I really am. But cut the crap. Everyone in this room knows what you were really planning that night. Rubbish. I were planning nout. Oh yeah? So how come you sacked Bernard Sumner the next day? You changed your mind out of sheer spite, didn't you? You said Bernard couldn't sing or even play guitar, and he certainly couldn't play them together in your mind. You just hated the idea of him stealing your limelight. Isn't that right? No way. I've been planning to kick him out of the band for weeks. That's why I was a bit down. It's not easy cutting dead wood out of a band, I tell ya. It's not easy. Oh yeah? You also felt aggrieved by Gillian stepping in to help out with a bit of keyboards, didn't you? No, absolutely not. That's absolutely absurd. You felt deep and bitter envy and resentment towards the band for carrying on as New Order and doing pretty well without you. Admit it. Listen, you think I was going to stand idly by and let those bastards profit from my suicide with their million-selling records, book deals and nepotism, slipping their fucking girlfriend into the band, cozying up to football players like John Barnes and Gaza, and getting rich and famous without me? Over my dead body, lad. You know what, Ian? Take your stuff. We don't want it. Here, have your fucking Poxy Vox guitar.
Steady on there, Vic. I mean, we're the ones that are struggling right now. Our livelihoods are under threat and we can't even pay the rent on this place. We need to walk away from this transaction with something.
Now I've got me Vox back, you can keep the records. It's a load of maudlin old shite, and it's worth fuck all anyway.
Oh, thank you, Ian. Now, Ian, if you don't mind, I'd appreciate if you just walked away in silence.
Alright then, I will. Ta-ra.
I bet we can at least get a few quid on eBay for this Help the Spastic Society collection box.
Fuck off, Tommy. Fuck off.
Don't blame Tommy for this, Vic. It's all your fault for meddling with history. But we've travelled the spaceways once, and we've stumbled upon a potentially enormous money-making opportunity that could rescue the business. And that, gentlemen, calls for a celebration. Espresso all round.
In a Macclesfield cocktail bar, she said, do it to me this way. She said, do it to me this way. She said, do it to me this way. She said, do it to me this way.
It ain't fair. I could have been a huge star, me, but I was robbed of me band and robbed of the best song I ever wrote. It was an absolute belter and all. Blue Monday. I had loads more songs that never got recorded, and they would have been huge hits. Yeah, here's one. I would like a place I can call me own. Have a conversation on the telephone.
Shut up! Not again! You can't even sing!
Hey, I wrote that. Me, Bernard Sumner. Wake up every day. That'd be a start. I would not complain about me wounded eye. I will upset you, see.